Well, hi and welcome. Today we're in Henrico County, Virginia. We're here with Mrs. Grace Harrison. And Grace, thank you for letting us come out today to your garden.
Welcome. I enjoy having you here.
We're going to talk a little bit about what you do to close down your garden for the winter time. Because a lot of people are out there, you know, it's starting to get cold and really cold, and they might kind of figure out what they can do right now to make their life a little bit easier in the springtime. So I notice you've got things like raised beds. A lot of people do that. What do you do when you're looking at your raised beds to kind of get them ready for the winter?
I try to get all the debris out that I can. If I've seen any insects that, or any of the products that I grew, like the tomatoes or beans or radishes or whatever, I try to get all of the debris of that out, check to see if there's any insects or diseases, because you don't want that going into the compost pile. The other you could put in the compost pile.
Now we see some of these containers right here that you're growing things in. A lot of people are growing vegetables in containers on their deck or patio. So is it worth cleaning these pots and things up and storing them somewhere for the winter time?
It is. It's especially important to do that for several reasons. Again, either insects could have been in there and laid eggs in them. Some of your products that you buy and you use will be things that might crack if the soil stays in it and gets wet, and then it freezes. It could crack them. So yeah, it's a very good idea to take anything out.
There's lots of hand tools that gardeners have, and rakes and things like that. Is it a good time to kind of get those cleaned up and put away?
Most definitely, because most of the time you're not going to be using your tools during the winter months, and so you don't want them to set with the dirt on it or debris.
Grace, is this a good time of the year to do soil tests?
This is a great time, Chris, to do a soil test on your raised bed garden, because it will help you to know if you've got the right nutrients in the soil for growing things.
Okay. And how can somebody get one of those soil tests done?
Your local extension office is a great resource to look into, and they will have examples for you and suggestions of what you can do.
Some people will put cover crops down like clover and rye and things. Is that worthwhile to do in the garden?
That's very worthwhile, because that will keep you from having to buy chemicals and so forth. You will be able to just put it down and see it grow, and then till it in or cut it back so that it doesn't seed right away once it comes up.
Well, Grace, we've talked about cleaning out the beds. I know there's lots of leaves this time of year. Do you clean those out of your beds also?
Where I have perennials planted, I like to leave the leaves because it gives it a little bit extra something on top that keeps the cold from getting to the roots as much, and it also puts nutrients back into the soil because they will decay over time. There may be certain areas that you wouldn't want leaves, but it's very beneficial for the winter time.
Okay, that sounds great. Well, Grace, thank you so much for letting us come by today and talk about all these different things you can do to clean the garden up. We really appreciate it. Thank
you so much for coming by.
Well, for more information about closing down your garden for the winter, contact your local county extension office and talk to a master gardener like Grace. For From the Ground Up, I'm Chris Mullins. We'll see you next time.
From the Ground Up is presented with the generous advice and assistance of Virginia Cooperative Extension. Visit their website at ext.vt.edu.